Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. Hello, Nancy and Marge. You're the first ones here this morning. I'm glad you're here. Today is Casing Tuesday, and that's when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And today's card is a little bit busy, and I think it was even my choice, which is totally okay because I changed it up a little bit. So let's take a look at what today's card is. Here it is. So this punch that is used to create that look of the card, it's called the To The Point Label Punch. And it is a carrying over punch, and it will, but it is not available right now. I didn't know this when I started my card, but truly, I don't know if I would have picked a different punch because this punch is kind of iconic for this layout, but you can choose something else. You can do squares or rectangles or circles or whatever. But I thought I had always wanted to do the tiled look with this punch, and this card basically is all of those pieces. They kind of scattered them about, but I think I want to do the tiled look, which I think is really kind of a nice look for a card. But you can layer them all up like this. You can use different pieces of designer series paper, of cardstock, and so it's kind of a fun layout. Maybe some of you would think it's too busy, and you might question my thinking on choosing this card, but I really love it when there's a card with lots of layers to play with. So here is what our sketch looks like. And so it's also a super busy sketch, but let's see how we can create a card that has a little bit more order to it, like my card right here. And so I just took, like there were 6 punch shapes on my card. There are 7, but I was very happy with the way this card turned out. And so I'm going to show you how, if you want to achieve this look, that you can create this look. We're going to make this card today with a different designer series paper just for the fun of it. And we'll see how it all kind of comes together. This is a great card if you have like maybe some smaller scraps, not like itty bitty scraps. You need, I think it's about a 2, I'm going to measure. Grab my ruler. You're going to need scraps of cardstock. The punch is 2 inches wide by about 2 1/4. And probably a little bit bigger. You probably want at least 2 1/8 wide by 2 3/8 wide scraps, so you can grab some designer series paper. If your scraps are that small, you can use a post-it note to help you slide it into the punch and get that scrap all the way in. So Kim says she loves my sketch and the haircut. Well, thank you. It's been a long time since I have had my haircut, so I definitely needed one. And we are going to Florida very soon for the business trip, the incentive trip. So I think I just wanted something that was a little shorter, and I can still throw it back up in a ponytail, which I probably will do while we are in Florida. So anyway, we are going to make this card today slightly different with different designer series paper. So we are almost at the end of April, 2 days left of April. So if you have not yet, if you wanted to order this month, this is your last chance to get my gift of the month. Right now I am desperately playing with all of my ribbon to get all the sizes measured, because I'm doing a Ribbon Savers kind of comprehensive sheet using all of my ribbon as template, and to help with anyone else that wants to put Ribbon Savers on your collection. Some of my ribbon I'm going to give away during this April reward, so I want to make sure everything that's going out the door is actually measured and I have a size for it on my sheet, because it's so much easier to measure and make sure everything works when you have things in your in your collection, right, before I ship them out the door. But for every $50 you spend this month, you will be getting a pack of retired paper, at least 20 sheets, 6x6 paper, and I've repackaged it up. And you'll be getting a partial ribbon roll with that. So that should be a really fun gift to get in the mail. So you have till the end of April 30th to do that. All right, I'm gonna pop that away. And if you're looking for a host code, we no longer have them. So just your order will suffice now until the end of April. Okay, why don't we switch over to my other camera, and we'll do that right now. All right, let's take a look. This is the punch, the to the point label punch. If you're looking for it in the store right now, it will say currently unavailable. It will be back in stock the week of May 12th. I just checked this morning, there are a lot of things coming back in stock the week of May 12th. The Bright Borders stamp set is one that is carrying over, so we will be using this one as well. It is currently available. This ribbon that I used on this card is retiring. It is on sale. If you have any blue, green stuff that you want, masculine cards, this is a few dollars off. It's like $5 something. It used to be, I think, $8. It's really pretty. It's got like gold, and it's a little bit sheer, but it's really pretty. It matches, the colors in it are pretty peacock, but it looks really nice with Lost Lagoon as well. So this one is retiring on last chance. And then I'm using, these are the Riverside Pearls. I thought they had a nice blue-green vibe on them. But we're going to have to, for the card we're doing now, we're going to have to change some things up and choose some different colors. So this is a very nice kind of, you know, masculine card. Oh, and the inside, I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to change things up just a little bit. I'm going to bring these ones down just a little bit more to make them look a little bit different. I feel like these are almost too high after I finish the card. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you'll probably want to do, let's punch paper first, because I'm not 100% sure what color card base I want. We're going to be using some of this paper. I have a lot of scraps of this paper left over. Before I start on my full sheets, like look at, this is how little I have left. This is the Floral Delight Designer Series paper. And I just this morning, you know, I just wanted to use some of it up before I started cutting up my full sheets again. So we're gonna do, there's 3 different patterns here. You can probably tell more if I flip them over. Okay, so we're gonna punch, this one is 2 inches wide. So it is like barely wide enough. So I'm gonna have to be very careful when I punch this one. But you know, it's a challenge, right? So I just wanna see if I can pretty much, look at that. It's like just barely wide enough. I'm just gonna cut this off and then we'll do one more. So this will be one side, and then we'll do all the way down to the bottom and then try and, okay, so I think I like this flower here, and then we'll do this side, we'll do that. Okay, and then we'll keep it interesting. We'll do, we'll see, we might need to adjust because this one has a lot more, I think it has a lot more color variation than the other pattern that I choose, the Timeless Plaid. Okay, so this is just barely 2 inches. Barely. I'm so determined to make it work. Well, that one might be a nice flower. I am determined. Let's see. Yeah, I think I like this flower, and we're going to do that. That's the back side. And then this paper, I think will go come in from this side here. And then we'll come in from this side here. This should be interesting. All right, so those are our patterns. So, okay, this one's kind of stark and green, so we might end up flipping the side so it doesn't become like the odd one out. The other thing I'm going to do right now so we can arrange this is I'm going to take a piece of basic white, and I want to use this pattern, this leafy pattern, to go all the way around. So we're gonna do a little arranging before we pin things down, but I want to grab this and punch it first. So we're gonna at least get the border. We can always stamp the greeting on the inside afterwards, because we need 7 pieces, and one of them is going to be the greeting. That's going to go right in the middle, which I don't always put greetings right in the middle because it looks too like contrived. Like, you just need to put that greeting right in the middle, right? Okay, my thought this morning was we were going to do a Daffodil Delight background, a card base. So let's try that and see how that looks. This card is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I scored it in half at the 5.5 inch mark. Look at the sunshine that is trying to creep in on my live here. There are, the holes of my blinds are right here. I could put up like a sheet of paper to block that, but let's let a little sunshine in. Let's let it be part of my live this morning. Okay, so this one's going to be in the middle. And then we're just going to, like we did with this card, or like I did with this card, you're just going to kind of pattern this around the card. I have a feeling that this one needs to go over here. That this green right here, I might need to flip it. But if I flip this one, yeah, I don't know. I think this is too much green. What do you think? I think overall, I think that might be kind of like too much green. I want to kind of make this, we'll just do this, I think. I think that will be our tiled look for the card. I kind of like that. Yeah, I think the green is too harsh. Like with this one, there were some patterns that were kind of more tone on tone, but not ones, like this one was probably the most, you know, not matching as well, but it kind of, I don't know. I just think that if we did this one in Old Olive, I think it might be too much contrast. So we're gonna just flip that pattern. Okay, so now here comes the fun part. You just need to align them up. I like to do the top and the bottom. You know what? I feel, just one second. I feel like right here, I feel like there's a little bit of extra card base hanging off on this side. So I'm going to flip it like this, and we're going to do this side. So you're going to align these first, and then we're going to glue them. And the best way I found to do this is to get them on here and then gluing the top two and then the bottom two and then centering the one in the middle is what I like to do. This one might come down just a little tiny bit. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, move this up just a bit, grab this one, we'll do this one first. We're gonna avoid that pointed area right up at the top because that's gonna hang off. We're gonna cut that off. And I'm gonna lay this down here. Okay. I think I like that. And then we go to the one right next to it. Again, avoiding that top area that will be hanging off. And this one, you just want to center it so you can see the same amount of cardstock on either side. And you want to make sure that it's even up at the top. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the bottom. We're going to do the same thing. So where my thumb is, no adhesive. Just going to draw this on here. And then we're going to come along. We're going to try and match this curve right here and the distance between here and here. And just get that settled on there. Then we'll do the next one over. Finish the curve. Kind of make sure there's the same cardstock on either one of those. Okay, so now this one, we probably need to finish that center one before we glue the rest of them on. Yeah, we're gonna glue the center one next. So let's figure out how we're gonna do this. So usually I do not love stamping yellow words because yellow words are really, really light usually. So we're gonna have to decide what we're gonna do. We'll grab out the yellow. Let's grab a little scrap piece. I know how we're gonna decide. This is how I kind of build cards. I'm gonna just stamp this and see if this is bright enough. It might be bright enough for me. So I'm just going to kind of silly fussy cut around this. Oops. Okay. So if I stuck that in there, I think that might not be bad. I am hesitant to go back and do the center in Old Olive because that would be too much Old Olive. So, okay, I like that. Okay, so that's the way I kind of, if I'm not sure, I mean, I could have punched out another shape surely, but I'm just going to bring this over here. And now I'm going to make this up really well. I think I did re-ink it the other day. Okay. Yay. So happy for you. That, you can use that for a bunch of different occasions. And then we're going to settle this in the center here. Now this one I can put adhesive, as much adhesive as I want. Nothing's going to be hanging off. And we're just those points are gonna point up to the grout line, so to speak. And then we're going to come in. So the point mark is basically the half that needs to get glued. So I'm just not going to go over that halfway mark. And we'll just kind of grab that point. The point almost is right along the edge of the cardstock, almost, not quite. Okay, and then this one, do I like this? No, I think I want a little bit of green over here to bring in the green. This side, we're cutting that flower in half, but it must be done. So just settling it down. Okay, so then we're just gonna come in. That looks kind of pretty just like that. It would be a cute square card, but alas, we're gonna cut this off along the edges. Let's open up the card base. Ready to see what it looks like? Ta-da! How pretty is that? I love it. I love the way that turned out. So that's kind of cool. And now we can, I don't know if we're going to add anything to it, but let's see. I've got this ribbon. This was an online exclusive. We could add this ribbon. This has a very boring name. It's white ribbon. I don't know if there's another name to it. We could also use the Daffodil Delight ribbon. This one, oops, this one. Could use this one. But for some reason, I'm gravitating towards a little bit thicker of a ribbon because this Daffodil Delight ribbon is about the size of my grout line, and I think it's just going to compete a little bit with my grout lines. So that's why I think going a little bit wider is going to make me happier. I'm just trying to emulate my other card a little bit. So I'm just kind of gauging how much I need. And we'll just make sure this is flat and not twisted. I also need to find some matching embellishments. So we'll have to dig through my embellishment basket and see what we've got. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that first knot sit there, and we're going to clamp down, and we're just going to make a flat knot there. Okay, and then we'll come in and we'll just trim those ends a little bit. Okay, and then let's grab the embellishment basket. Oh, I think we might do these antique pearls. We could do some butterflies. Maybe some of those. Ooh, would that be too... Let's see. Let's see what we're gonna do. I feel like, I don't know, I have used these before. I feel like these ones, I don't know if they would compete with what's going on. I feel like these ones are a little bit lumpy. We could do little butterflies. Okay, I'm going to give you choices for this card. Well, you can do butterflies. These are antique pearls. So they're like a flat opalescent pearl. Or we can do these. These are the starburst sequins. So while I clean up a bit, tell me if you want butterflies, antique pearls, or starburst sequins. So butterflies, antique pearls, or sequins. Let me know. Linda asks, I just saw this as I glanced over, she asks, is this stamp set staying? Yes, the bright border stamp set is carrying over. There was a stamp set that matched the To The Point label punch. I believe it is sold out. I did not see it in the store this morning, so I believe the original punch that matched this is not available anymore, but this one, Bright Borders, is in the store, and I believe it is carrying over. I did not see Last Chance labeled on it, so I'm always hesitant now because some of these things, you know, I just hope that they've labeled them correctly. So according to my intelligence, I feel like that is the case. So let's have a look. Ooh, I have butterflies, 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 butterflies. Okay, let's do the butterflies. I colored one of my butterflies pink, but we're not going to use that one. But that's why I have a pink butterfly. You can color these a little bit with Stampin' Blends, but you know, sometimes you go in a different direction and then you have a colored butterfly on your sheet. Okay, let's see how the Take Your Pick tool works for this. Oh, they're moving. Come on, pick up. I'm gonna stick. I kind of want to put that there, but I think there's more space here. Come on. Do not fight me. There we go. So if I do this one here, I want to kind of do this one down here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Or I can do this butterfly up here and this butterfly down here. Yeah, I think, I don't know, my original intention, I think I will go back to here. There's a little bit more space on this side. Nope, nope, I've decided I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way, this way. This one's turning this way. I don't know, sometimes I just get a feeling that things need to be in a certain spot. Okay, so that's it. Press down. Final decision. All right. So there is the card. Let's do the inside before I forget. I have a little piece. This one is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I think what we're gonna do, I need to grab some more paper. We just need two pieces of paper, and I think I'm just trying to decide if we kind of do, let's do this pattern. We're going to punch 2 more shapes out of here. We're going to grab the trimmer. And what we're going to do is we're going to slice off the pointed end. I'm putting the straight side up at the top, and I'm putting my point right on the 3/4 inch measurement. And I'm going to cut off. And this doesn't really matter since they're not going to be right together. You don't have to do the patterns in an exact way. I'm just going to grab 2 of those, and we're going to grab 2 of these. And you don't have to do this. I just thought since we were using the punch shapes on the outside, let's do a pattern on the inside, but still leave a space. Okay, so the idea is we're going to layer these like here and here, and here and here. I think I like that. We could also do this side. That would be more of a subtle pattern. What do you think? Should I do the white side or should I do the yellow side? I'm either gonna do, I'm not gonna do white on the bottom and yellow on the top. I kind of feel like I should do all of them the same. What do you think? Should I do the white pattern or the yellow pattern? Good morning, Marianne. She said she joined late because she was out watering her plants. So just let me know if you want the yellow pattern, this one, or the white pattern. And we're gonna glue those on both sides. Linda says yellow. Hi, Linda. Did you see that I did your little pouch on Friday? We had so much fun with that pouch. Thank you for sending me one so that I could make it on Friday for everyone. Yellow. Okay, so we have yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need a tiebreaker. I have okay. Oh no, let's see. I've got, oh man. Okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's white. I think it's white. We'll do the white side. The white side is very, very subtle. A very, very subtle edge to it. So you're not going to see the shape quite as pronounced as you would on my other side. And on my other card, what I did was I ended up doing these ones wider on the bottom, but I like the thinner look better. So I made a decision already. So the way I do this is I kind of line them up at the bottom. And since this is, it's 3 3/4 by 5 inch, there's going to be a little bit of an overhang. But what I did was I just kind of guiding this one in place. And once it has the same overhang on this side and on that side, I'm going to scoot this one off. And I'm just going to put glue down here at the bottom. And then I'm just going to bring this one in and butt it right up against that other one. And I'm just going to press it down. Okay, so now that one is in place. I can go ahead and do a line of glue right there. And then I'm going to slide this one in place. And I'll do the same for the other side, and then I will cut off the excess. And I think it's easier for me to do this like this. So again, just getting it situated. Same overhang on both sides. Then I'll put glue here. So Marianne, you were out watering this morning. you have such a beautiful garden. Marianne is on my team, and well, I call her, she would be my grandchild or great grandchild or something. She's in my third level, but anyway, we did a lot of gardening this weekend too, and now we also have to do some watering and stuff. Especially I put some annual flowers in this weekend, so I need to water them too. But you have such a beautiful garden. All right, so there's the overhang, so you just flip it, and like with the tiles, you're just going to cut off. That one could be better. Cut off and cut off. So then you just decide, I think I like this one down here at the bottom. And we're just going to adhere that. It looks kind of cool. It's a very, very subtle pattern. So, you know, theoretically, I wonder what it would look like. Just gonna cut this over here. I wonder what it would look like layered up a bit. I've just cut this like 1/8. That looks kind of nice too. What do you think? Should I leave the old olive? Keep the old olive? Make it smaller? Or do just the daffodil on the daffodil? What do you think? I could also make the old olive just a teeny tiny bit smaller. I think I might do that. Let's try that. I'm going to go, this one's going to be, what did I do? I did 4 1/8. So let's do 5 1/4. So what about like that? Do you like that old olive layer on underneath? Yeah, keep the old olive. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's throw on the old olive. After I did the other layer, I was thinking it would have looked nice layered up with my other card too. So I was just, you know, sometimes once you see something, you know, done, then you're like, oh yeah, that would have looked nice with an extra layer. Okay. Usually I don't layer on the inside of my cards. I just do the one layer. But since we're doing such good time this morning, we will add just a little bit of a layer on there. So that's what the inside looks like. And if you look really close, you can see that there is a little bit of shape. You know, that's the difference between having the card in person and, you know, not showing it on camera, right? And there is the outside. So this punch makes a really nice tiled look for your cards. And you can see you really can't go wrong with creating your card. Like, it is a very simple card. Make sure that's straight. And you can use whatever scrap paper you have left over. The nice thing about Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper is that usually the paper coordinates together. So sometimes there's eclectic mixes, but a lot of the times you have patterns like in this plaid paper that look nice together in an ensemble. And just like this paper that, is it Floral Delight? We've had so many papers and like so many, it is Floral Delight. I just, they all sound a little bit the same. So I just wanted to double check. The beautiful yellow paper is what I like to call it. So yeah, like, and then you just choose some ribbon. If you want the tile really to show, you want to choose like a ribbon that isn't going to like overtake the card and steal the thunder. So just by doing like a simple white ribbon on this one, it was just very subtle. This one also it blends a little bit, but it just adds a little something. And yeah, I like the way those turned out. What do you think? What do you think of those cards? I liked them. So compared to the original card, which, you know, where's my original card? Here we go. This card, right? And I think I would have had a hard time layering those shapes on there and being happy with them, because no matter how I would have done that one, I would have probably been unhappy with the way they turned out. But then you take this card here and it just smooths it all out and it looks like a nice little mosaic design. So now you're like, yeah, I think I can do that card. I don't know if there's any other punches that work really well for that right now. There might be some older punches, but this one just really works well for that. So if you've made it this far and you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, why not subscribe? And then hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I go live next. And give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I would really appreciate that. It helps me get seen by other people, and it helps me grow my channel and my small business. And thank you so much. If you're already doing that, I appreciate you. All right, at the end of my video, I always go back and let's say hello to people I haven't said hello to, and let's pick off any comments that I haven't already addressed. And if you have a question for me, now's a good time to do that, because I'm live and I can maybe answer a question for you. So, good morning, Kelly from Wisconsin. Thank you, Nancy. She liked my haircut. Hello, Mary. Mary has a warm and windy Indiana today. Hello, Joan. Good morning, Marty. Oh, you have a chance of tornadoes in your forecast. That's not nice. I'm sorry about that. I hope that is not what is going to happen. Good morning, Nola from Oregon. Marty says, she's such a cute card. I love the paper. Hello, Linda. Hello, Tina from Massachusetts. Oh, a fellow person from Massachusetts. I don't know what a person from Massachusetts is called. Massachusetts? I don't know. I haven't been here long enough. Hello, cutie puppies from Oregon. Let's see. Hello, Tanya. I am coming to Orlando soon, Tanya. I hope the weather is not too hot when I'm there, but I you know what? I will try my best to stay cool. It's not like I have never lived in a hot place before, so I am looking at my wardrobe and deciding already what I'm going to wear. I'm always like hot on the outside and then I freeze when I get into the AC. That's my issue, is I look like I need a parka for the inside of stores and stuff, and then I am like, you know, too hot on the outside. Oh, Linda says she loves that I use my scraps to the max. My friends who are not paper crafters can't understanding saving those little pieces. Yeah, so what I do with my paper is I do try and use scraps if possible. And then afterwards, after the paper retires, I cut all my paper up into 6x6 and I package it and I use it as incentives for customer orders. Because I feel like paper in the long term, by the time I retire from being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I will probably have reams and reams and reams and reams of paper. And paper is something that probably will not last as well as stamps and punches and dies and all of that, because paper is paper. So I want to get my paper and move it on to someone who will actually use it and not just hoard it and store it forever. So after it's done, I pass on the residual. My mother-in-law, she started paper crafting. I don't know how long ago she started paper crafting, but she started following me, and she now paper crafts as well. So whenever I go up, I bring her leftovers of things so that she can use it. She's incredibly creative, and it's a neat way. She's so very kind. She's like, don't buy me new stuff, just whatever you have left over. So of course I do sometimes get her some new things, but often I just bring up scraps, and scraps are really fun for people. So if you do have scraps left over, you can make cards with them, or you can also pass them on to people. I'm sure places like Girl Guides, or what they call them, I guess, Girl Scouts in the U.S., schools, all of those little fun scrap pieces, they could be part of a scrap bin, like where people can just use them to make art. So there's also different creative ways that you can pass your scraps on. I love that too. Linda said that it would have made a cute card. Yeah, without cutting off the edges. Yes, I agree. But you know what? I think in the end it does have a lot of charm when it does cut it off, because it looks like a nice kind of tiled mosaic. I think this would be a very busy tile pattern for like anywhere in your house, but on a card it just looks really happy. It's a fun way to tile without really tiling, right? Candy said, thank you for such a cute card, watching while she works. Actually more listening. You know what? I listen to audiobooks while I work. So that is, sometimes it helps me work, especially if I'm doing a lot of repetitive things. It does help me stay on task. Hello, Louise. Glad you're here. She's going to try this. I answered your question, Linda, about the stamp set staying. It is. Jamadi says, hello, Brenda and all my fellow crafters. Hope you're having a good day. Well, Jamadi, we hope you're having a good day too. Tanya says, very pretty card. Love the patchwork look. Okay, we've got input that I'm going to skip. Hello, Joyce from Minneapolis. Marty says she's glad that she's not the only one who talks to their supplies. Yeah, I talk in the grocery store too, but I did that. I was at the grocery store and I started talking to the berries, and I looked over and there was a lady and I said, sorry, I'm just talking to the food. And she goes, don't worry, I do that too. So I think there's other people out there that are randomly talking as they're working through life. So it's all good, right? Right. Just as long as they don't take me away, it's all good. Let's see. Candy says she trims the packages on the right side all the way down, so I only have to slide the embellishments out. Oh, and back in instead of having to open and close the packages. Okay, so she trims the packages on the right side all the way down. Ooh, oh, that's interesting, Candy. I like that idea. So Candy was saying, let me grab what she is. I think this one goes in here. Or maybe not. Which one of you is? Haha. I don't know which one of you was the one that was an online exclusive. But anyway, wait, I'm not sure. I think Antique Pearls was that. So what Candy is saying is with this package, instead of opening at the back of the adhesive, she cuts down the side of her package, and that way she just slides it out like that instead of having to open it. That's an interesting idea. I will meditate on that. I kind of like the fact that down the road, if I ever pass on my embellishments, I can seal back up the package again. But I do like that idea, and I think it's a tip worthy to pass on, because if you're not regularly passing on your stuff, I do feel like it will make your life easier. So I love that tip. All right, let's keep going. Hello, Les Tony. She's joining us from Facebook. Oh, Linda, I have to tell you something about your Ghirardelli holder. So I got a email, and this is an interesting thing that I haven't talked to too many people about. One of my customers, after my live, said with that 2x2 version, I don't know if it's still in my box down here. I'm looking for it. Here it is. So, and I'm now rifling through my trash. So with this little 2x2 version of the thing that I made on Friday, that was Linda sent me as a little gift. If you want to do the 2x2 version, which would mean that you would start with a 6x6 piece, something that would fit inside here is an Andes mint, and I think you might be able to get 2 in there. I didn't see Andes mints at my grocery store yesterday, so I didn't pick any up. And besides, I love Andes mints, so anything minty I would just devour instead of use. I might be able to hold off for a while, but yeah, chocolate and mint together. So anyway, I think 2 would fit in here because they're rectangular. And they're flat enough that when you do this together and you do it in a clockwise or a counterclockwise direction, you could put 2 Andes mints in here, or at least, at the very least, just 1. So this, we were looking for something on Friday that would fit into a 2x2, and that was, it was Nina who suggested that to me, and so I thought I would just pass it along to people that are on today. If you want to make a smaller version, that would be something that could fit inside. Just keep in mind we're getting into hot weather, so not a great thing for an outdoor party. It would have to be an indoor kind of thing. The nice thing about Andes mints is they are kind of housed in metallic paper, so hopefully even if they melted a little bit, they would hold their form a little bit. But yeah, just keep that in mind for crafting in warm weather. Okay. I am keeping on going. Let me just see. I'm passing some of the suggestions. Marianne says she's taking photos of the hawk nest. Oh, the babies may have hatched. Oh, how fun. So where we live in Massachusetts, there is a park, a conservation area, and it's a heron rookery. So herons, and I think I've also seen, what are those eagles that are sea eagles? Anyway, they also nest here, you know, the ones that nest on poles or like big trees. So my husband and I, we want to walk up and check them out because it's very cool to see them this time of year. Okay. I digress, right? This is why I do the talking at the end. Let's see. Okay, I'm going past all of our selections. Marty says she loves the way the card turned out. And she says, like, the layout would work for lots of different people and occasions. Very true. So many different papers you could use, and it just makes the card look different with a different paper. Kelly says, thanks for sharing your beautiful cards. Well, you're welcome. Marty says, white ribbon is always good to have in your stash. And it can be colored with blends, true. I could have colored this one. I feel like this one has like a teeny tiny bit of like a rougher texture that some blends work better than others on this one. And I have colored this one before, but I think on this card, white looks great, you know, because I think yellow again would compete with my grout lines. So it worked out nicely. Jamadi said it would also look good if it was embossed prior to putting the sentiment on the front. Yes, and if I was embossing it, Jamadi, I would have maybe cut myself a different card front, right, and added it to a card base afterwards, just so I wouldn't be embossing the entire card, just the front. So I would have needed an extra piece, but that's a good idea too. That gives it kind of more of a quilty look too. Marge says, very nice card, and I love it since she's a quilter. Ah, and Joyce loves my haircut. Thank you. Marty says, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Marty. Candy said she just purchased 4 silk flower pushes to put in the flower pots in the front of the house. It's so dry here in Southwest Florida that we are under water restrictions. Yeah, you've got to do what you have to do. In Massachusetts here, we have had drought restrictions as well, but the first year we were here, it was a very wet year. And we don't do too much watering in general, but I have new annuals that just went in. We're going to have to kind of make sure that they get a little water, and they're in containers. And we planted 2 junipers and a holly bush on the weekend, and those will need a little bit of care at the beginning to make sure that they don't dry out. So we will be watering those, but in general, we don't water our lawn. It just kind of exists, and it's hanging in there. So I'm happy about that. Tina says she thinks we're called Bostonians. Bostonians, where are you originally from? So yeah, I guess Bostonians. But what if you're from Western Mass? What would you call yourself then? I guess not everyone's Bostonian. And you know, I am in the Boston area, but I'm not directly in Boston. So some people would say, you know, well, you can't really call yourself Bostonian if you're not directly in Boston, but who knows, you know. But anyway, I am originally from Canada, so Tina, and last night I stayed up way too late because it was the Canadian election, and I am sleep deprived today, but I am happy with the results, so that is all I'll say. But yeah, happy-ish. So yes, I'm happy that with our new Prime Minister, Mark Carney. So that was exciting, and now I'm sleep deprived. And so yeah, I'm originally from Canada. Mary says Disney is her happy place, and Tanya says weather's not too bad. It's still cooling off at night, and humidity isn't too bad yet. So okay, that's good. We are going to be there in just under 2 weeks, so that's exciting. Kathy said just got home from lab testing. Oh dear. Love that punch, but every time I check it's not available. Oh really? Well, hopefully you can pick it up. May 12th, the week of May 12th is when it's supposed to be back, and hopefully they ordered a lot more of them because it is a carryover product. She says, thank you, we appreciate you and all your cute projects. Thank you, Candy. Joyce says scrap cards are some of her favorites, always an original. Candy says Orlando is already getting hot. I don't think we'll be able to avoid the heat too much, but at least it's not going to be July or August, which I'm sure would be much, much worse. Nancy says she stores her embellishments out of the packages and places them in Visa holders from Amazon. That's also a great idea. Mary says, hot, it's already hot here. And Marianne is in South Texas. So, yeah, I can imagine it's pretty hot there, too. Marty says her mom loved Andes. Olive Gardens used to give you a couple of them after your meal. One of the managers told my mom where the basket was so she could help herself. Aw, that's sweet. Awesome. Nancy says, yay for Canada. Oh, Jamadi, yay Canada. Born and raised in BC. Jamadi, I was also born and raised in BC. Yeah, BC, British Columbia is my home province. I still have my sister and her family live there, so I will be back. We're from the Okanagan Valley. So, yeah, that's where I'm from. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great week. I will be here on Friday with a new tutorial for you. I have no idea what I'm going to do on Friday. This is always the most awkward time of year because for the most part, I have cleared all of the supplies that are going to be retiring because I don't necessarily want to use them because they are in imminent danger of retiring before I finish demonstrating them. And I'm not really, I don't know if I'm ready. Maybe I could do something new this week. I don't like to do new stuff too early because, again, you can't purchase it right away. It's not available yet. So I don't know if I'm going to hold off, but we'll see. We'll see if I'll do something that's carrying over, which is probably the most likely thing that I'll do. Jamadi, your mom used to live in Penticton. Oh my gosh, my sister worked in Penticton. I'm from Kelowna. So that is so cool. I love that. I love the Okanagan Valley. It's very, very near and dear to my heart. And you know what? While I was growing up, I couldn't wait to get away. So there you go. You should never take things for granted, right? And yeah. Anyway, now I'm all emotional. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I will see some of you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.